What is good? It is your boy Pablo Gray, and we are back with another reaction video. And today we got a clip from ABC News, and the title of it is Black Lives Matter Organizer Facing Potential Charges Stemming from July Protests. If I had to guess what this is about to be about, somebody, probably the dude who went downtown to get the permits to protest. I think that's what you got to do in order to do that. I don't know, I could be wrong. Or if not, you didn't get the protest, didn't get the permits, and you just told people to show up. That's what you could be facing charges for. Who knows? Let's find out. But before we get into it, you like what I've been doing here, man, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me help me beat the algorithm, please. Thank you. Let's get it.
And now we bring you the story of Black Lives Matter organizer Tianna Arata and the backlash behind her July arrest. The 20-year-old was taken into custody after police say a protest she organized took a turn for the worse. It ended with cars being damaged and the safety of multiple people, including a 4-year-old, put at risk. Police recommended a number of charges that prompted fears that Tianna could face serious time.
All right, so let me just say this. Y'all see what's going on right now, right? Y'all see what's going on right now. They basically saying, like, bro, now when you organize things, you are responsible for what goes down during that event. I don't know if it's always been like that, and shit, it probably always has, but like, who knows if they've always enforced it like that. So now you seeing what's being weaponized. Now this is going to stem people away from protesting. This means y'all gotta start protesting smarter if you're gonna protest at all. And again, y'all know how I feel about protesting. Fuck all of that. Protesting is I think is foolish. We advanced in that. That's what times change. People get better. We get more advanced, right? So they say. I don't necessarily agree, but let's just say that. And if that is the case, why are we still doing the same shit they was doing almost 100 years ago? I would, hypothetically, I would be moving militant to get some changes done. But that's another story. Back to the video.
Her supporters have created the Free Tianna hashtag and Change.org petition calling for the charges to be dropped. Has over 300,000 signatures. With me now is Tianna Arata and her attorney, Lee Merritt. Tianna, we'll start with you. Tell us what happened that day, and did the protests go from being peaceful to dangerous, as the police alleged?
The protest that happened on July 21st was actually incredibly peaceful and super filled with joy. There is a narrative being pushed, but that's not the accuracy of what actually happened that day.
The police department initially recommended charges that could mean time behind bars for Tianna. The district attorney is now considering what charges will actually be brought forth. Lee, question for you. In your opinion, why would any charges be unfair?
The appropriate charges here shouldn't be directed at Tianna. As she just explained, her involvement in the protest was from a college student perspective of a concerned citizen leading a group of young.
So it sounds like the people responsible for the violence are not getting prosecuted at all. So they're going to go to the person who brought them or gave the idea to show up there in the first place, which happens to be her.
Young people to exercise their First Amendment right to speak out about injustice in the country. She was not involved in any criminal activity. And it's clear that this was a move on behalf of law enforcement designed to discourage protests in the community.
Tianna, the San Luis Obispo police chief said the city, quote, supports peaceful protests, but we will not support violent acts and will continue to take actions to protect our community. What's your reaction to that? And do you feel protected by the police in your community?
My reaction to that is every single protest that we've had, that I've been a part of in San Luis Obispo, has been peaceful. They've been completely joyous. And I've also urged to everybody at the protests numerous times, we are here to be peaceful, to be calm. And when there's anti-protesters and agitators, the best thing to do for us is to ignore them and not give away our energy. With the police department, especially after my arrest,
listen, one thing you shouldn't do is ignore them motherfuckers. What you do, which I know a lot of y'all don't want to do, point the motherfuckers out. shit, if not, there's usually a lot of white people in the crowds now. Shout out to people who trying to fight for this, who got the great intent. You tell them motherfuckers, go. Can you snitch on these bad protesters for me, so we don't get in trouble? That's something I would have done at least.
I don't feel safe, but also I have a background where I've seen police mistreat my closest family since the age of, like, since grade school. So there's always been a distrust, not only with me, but also with marginalized communities and the police.
Lee, you had strong words on Instagram for the district attorney of San Luis Obispo. In your post, you told him he should drop the charges, quote, before your county, city, and home are bombarded by activists from all over the country. Find out if this is an idle threat if you want to. Are you worried at all that some bad actors may take advantage of this moment and your message? Do you feel possibly that you put the DA at risk?
I think that the bad actors have already gone to work criminalizing Tianna. Tianna is the voice that we need for this moment. That's the voice that community needs.
Before we go further, I'm gonna say I don't think she should be going to jail or any type of. There should be no type of criminal charges brought forth on her whatsoever. And y'all should find the people responsible for doing so, especially when you know her intent was peace. It wasn't her, so that's just how I feel about it. I mean, but I guess the law is the law, whatever the fuck that means.
It needs to be heard, it needs to be respected, and the community needs to adjust around that message of those young people. That is the message that's pervading the country right now, and it's receiving a backlash from the state that's unprecedented in American history, where our state and our resources are being used to criminalize and target protesters, righteous protesters, with a clear message about violence that comes from law enforcement. As you know, we live in the deadliest police culture on the planet Earth. And so we need voices like Tianna's to stand up and say that this will no longer continue in our community. And if they don't properly respond, my message to the DA there was clear. Our community will stand and support Black women. We will stand and support protesters, and we will show up to that region of the country and demand justice.
But isn't there a need, you think, for all sides to ease up on the rhetoric just a bit?
Well, it's not, and I want to be clear, it's not rhetoric for us. What Tianna is fighting for is life and death. That in this country, unlike any other country on earth, we kill more of our citizens and incarcerate more of our citizens than any nation in world history. It's not a it's no longer a rhetorical banner. The reason you're seeing protests in all 50 states is because people are finally standing up and demanding equal protection under the law and equality when it comes to policing and public safety.
And Tianna, final question.
And what he just said, that is the intent behind these protests. But when you got people with evil intent, they use that energy, that angry energy, because you can be angry and still want peace. They use that angry energy and do things like throw bricks and loot stores and get shit going like that. But again, I really hope she does not go to jail or face any charges on her record for any of this, because I don't think that shit right. But yeah, man, that's really all I got to say on that, man. I'm cold as shit. I'm ready to go in. But yeah, man, you like what I've been doing here? Like, comment, subscribe, share. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, man, I appreciate that shit.